Hello, everyone. Hi, thank you for coming. This is the information session for the High School Summer Scholar Program. Everybody in the right place? Okay, good. All right, well, I'll start with some introductions just to let you know kind of who's in the room, who's here to help out today. My name's Annalisa. I graduated from UC Irvine and I participated in another summer session special program, the Freshman Summer Start Program. I got really involved at UC Irvine and became really passionate about helping students who are transitioning and wanting to learn more about the university before they actually start their college careers. So I went ahead and applied for a position at UCI Summer Session, so here I am, and I've been leading the High School Summer Scholar Program since it first started. And I will be here all summer, and if you have any questions and you write into the office or you call us, then many times it will be me responding and talking to you. So I'm glad to give a face to my voice. And over here we have Joy. She's our customer service intern admin, and she leads the customer service in our office, so if not me, then you will also be speaking a lot to Joy, and she'll be answering your questions about enrolling, questions about the program and what's going on for the summertime. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let our interns and then the past participants in the program introduce themselves. So we'll start with Hattori.
Okay, is it on? Okay, so. Okay, my name is Haruka, and I attended the program last year. I took some poli-sci classes, and I had a really fun time with that. And actually, since I'm a senior, I will be graduating, and so I'm actually going to be attending here in the fall. I'm going to be triple majoring in political science, international studies, and criminology, law, and society. So yeah, so when later we have questions, just feel free to ask me anything.
Hi, my name's Hira. I'm currently a third year here at UCI. I'm a double major in criminology and psychology. I took part in the program that Annalisa mentioned, the Freshman Summer Start Program. It's similar to the high school program. I took part in it before my freshman year, and then I currently am going to be interning for the high school summer program. Yeah, I think.
Hi guys, my name is Steven. I'm a first year biological science major. I actually did this program back in 2012 when I was a junior in high school. And after I decided to come to UCI, I applied this program. And this summer I'm going to be an intern. So feel free to ask me any question.
Hi, I'm Jerry. And right now I'm a senior at high school, and I took a summer scholar program last year with Brains and Behavior. That was the class I took. And I think this fall I'm coming to UCI too, most likely, majoring in biomedical engineering, pre-medical. And I had a lot of fun last year at this program, so if you have any question, you can feel free to ask us and ask for our favorite moments or experience.
Hi guys, thank you for being here. My name is Stephanie Tafakci. I am a current senior. I did the program here with Jerry last year. I took a chemistry class, and I'll be attending Cal Poly Pomona next year to study chemical engineering. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us.
Thank you. All right, so a little about UCI Summer Session. UCI Summer Session is considered to many the fourth quarter at UCI. It is optional. So many of the university students here continue to take classes during the summer of their own choice to continue in moving forward with their undergraduate careers. So the students who tend to take summer college courses here are able to graduate a bit earlier. We have a variety of different special programs that have been created within the summer session department to support students, different populations who come to take the classes. So the High School Summer Scholar Program is one of those programs. It's for visiting eligible high school students who want to enroll in the university courses. We also have early start programs for our incoming freshmen and our incoming transfer students to acclimate to the university before the fall begins. So if you do end up coming to UC Irvine, those may be options that you would want to look into. We also have a very exciting new program. It's a summer abroad. It's for students who want to study public health in Bali. We also have University Success 101 courses. These are free courses for UC students, and they are for credit, which is really great. Just helping students with general knowledge that will help them not only in their undergraduate careers, like money management and being wise with their health in general. So that, again, does help in an undergraduate career, but also in your life, too. We have about 50 plus online courses that we offer. And we also have a leadership development program for UCI summer session. And that program is something that Hira and Steven and about 50 plus more interns are involved in. Hi, welcome. Don't forget to take a seat anywhere. Hello. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, either for myself, Joy, or the interns, or the past participants, please feel free to just raise your hand, jump in. We'd be happy to just keep this kind of casual so we can get as many questions answered as possible during our time here. Yes?
Are the university success courses, the one-on-one courses, are they available to the high school summer program participants also?
They're available to high school students, yes. Not necessarily recommended for students who participate in the program, because the goals of the program are to be on the campus and to experience college classroom. So to take an online course doesn't necessarily meet that goal, but high school students can enroll in the online courses, yes. The fees look a little bit different. So I have a flyer up here if you wanted to come and grab it afterwards. It's also at the summer session booth that's out on the main ring road too, but it's an option, yes. Perfect example of jumping in, that was great. So let's keep that going. All right, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over the benefits and advantages of joining the program, the courses and academics, how that works as a high school student enrolling in the program, the volunteers and their roles this summer, the different events and activities that occur during these 6 weeks that students are here, how to actually apply for the program and then enroll in the program, and even more so before that, choosing a course. How do you choose a course to take this summer? What are your options? And then also dates and fees, so what are important deadlines? What's coming up? What do you need to get together? Who do you need to be talking to at your high schools? We will have some time to dive into hearing from these students and their experiences last summer, hearing what their highlights were. You'll be able to ask them questions about how it was coming to the campus and being a high school student amongst university students who are taking the courses. And any other questions you would have? Yes?
Say, for example, once I pick a course, I enroll in the course, and before we start, can I change the course?
Yes, there are different deadlines that are listed on our website. Off the top of my head, changes can be made through July 3rd, which is actually about almost halfway into the program, into the academic session. So that's pretty far in, but yes, course changes can be made.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good, thank you.
Yes. All right, so the benefits of coming to the campus early. Students who are enrolling in the High School Summer Scholar Program are enrolling in UCI summer session. They're enrolling in this 4th quarter. So you're earning academic college credits. These credits could be transferred later on to regular UC units. So you're going to get an official UCI transcript by completing the course. So it's a great head start. These are courses that you would list on a college application so that universities see that you did complete college coursework. The way that the units would transfer always depends on the receiving university. So it might count towards a GE here, but maybe at another university it counts towards a major requirement. It just depends on where you end up transferring the units to. Okay, another great benefit is being able to actually navigate the campus, coming to the university, walking around with other students, meeting some other high school students who are here, and also meeting other undergraduates. So just becoming familiar with your surroundings and feeling kind of good on a very large campus. Has anybody taken the tour today? It's right, it goes all the way around that very large circle. So by actually walking around, you'll be able to kind of, figure out your way through the park and through the different departments at the university. So just becoming very familiar. You're also going to make a lot of friends. Friends from different high schools, We have students from last summer stopping by the office still, even in this spring quarter. Just meeting up, hanging out, and they go to different high schools in the area. They still stay in touch. We have Facebook groups for them. They'll share where they've gotten into college. And it's a really great way to build a networking and support each other in kind of that application process and beyond. And of course, you'll participate in everything that the program has to offer. So we do have study skills workshops for sitting at the college level. And that, of course, could be something that you take back to your high schools when you return in the fall. We have academic experts come and speak to the students about their disciplines, about their research, whether it's humanities, it's biology, engineering. We have both PhD students and faculty members come and speak and engage and present activities to all of our students. Did anybody have any questions? Okay, we'll jump back into events a little bit later as well. So the courses. We do offer about 70 lower division courses that high school students are eligible to enroll in. The different departments on the campus have taken a look at their courses and said, okay, if a student is able to present an SAT score or an AP Calculus BC exam score of this particular score, then yes, they may enroll in such and such. Or some lower division courses, they've said, yes, a student with at least a 3.0 GPA can go ahead and enroll. So it really just depends on the course. We do have a course list on the website that lists everything from sociology to arts to music to psychology, and they'll talk about some of their course options in a little bit here too. So it's up to you and what you're interested in, what you want to learn more about, or if you have a very particular goal for the credits that you want to take. Some students have just run out of math classes at their high school and they want to challenge themselves more, so that's why they'll come and take a math course with us. Something like that. Again, you would earn a transcript at the end by completing the university course. So that's something that if your high school needed to see it, if another university needed to see it, it's accessible through the university registrar, and we can help you go ahead and get that. It's a great way to explore a major. Some students think, I really like my biology course, but what does that mean at the university level? It can mean something completely different than what you think it does in your high school. Or maybe you want to hone in on something that you've seen in your high school class, and you just want to check it out. So this is a really great way to kind of engage with that department at the university and see what it's really about. And you can ask your professor questions about their life and that kind of thing. So it's a great way to kind of get in. The courses we want to emphasize are taught by regular UCI instructors, and they're attended by UCI students and also other university students who come to summer session. So the professors won't necessarily know that you're a high school student unless you went up to them and said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm in the 11th grade." Which we don't recommend necessarily. You may do that. The instructors are very friendly and they really encourage all their students to come to their office hours and talk to them. But all in all, you are still required to meet the same academic expectations as everyone else that's enrolled in that class and that's paying to have those services. Okay. Any questions about the academics? All right, so let's take it over to the panel and see how their courses went during the summertime and what you chose, maybe why you chose that particular course, or how you figured out what course you wanted to take from this big list.
Okay. For me, as I said before, I'm a bioscience major. Before that, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But then in 2012, when I did the program, the class I took was Biosci 36. It's a neurobio class. It's called Drugs in the Brain. And then I would say that class really gave me an idea that to help me to understand bio more, and it eventually helped me really want to get into UCI and do bio. So I would say that class selection is really important. Even if you don't know what you're doing, you want to major in, I think it's a great way to just get your feet in the water. and just haven't tried it out.
Okay, so I took Brains and Behaviors. How I chose that class is because I know I want to go into like a medical field sort of thing, but my grades, my biology class that I took in high school wasn't as great, so I kind of want to like enrich myself and kind of boost myself up. So I took a biological course here at the Summer Scholar Program, and it kind of gave me an idea on how, like, what the level of biology course is at the university level. Because when you do the program, you basically take a class with regular college students from regular professors, and you still have, like Alanisa said, you have to meet all the requirements. So they see you as a college students and not high school students. So that kind of gave me like an idea, yeah, sort of how, like what kind of field I want to go into.
I had a couple reasons for taking the chemistry class that I did take. About sophomore year, I took chemistry. I took honors chemistry. I struggled a little bit in that class, so I was worried when I was like, hey, I'm going to become a chemical engineer. I was worried I wouldn't be able to make it in a college course, so I decided to take a chemistry class here, and I exceeded in that class. I was ranked second in that class, and that's what helped me to decide that I wanted to apply for chemical engineering. And like Jerry just said, it is challenging because you're with other college students who some take seriously and some don't. But the fact that you're mixed with college students, it helps you boost your confidence in how you see classes and how you go back to high school and how you take what you learned in the college classroom and apply it to your high school classes and go forward with your other senior classes and junior classes.
Does the grade apply to the high school GPA, or does it apply to the college GPA?
No.
So the question is, does the grade affect your high school GPA? It does not automatically. If you wanted it to count towards high school graduation requirements, you would just speak with your high school administration.
Yeah, and just to add to that, most of the high schools, the college classes that you take if you were to take a course here, it doesn't transfer to your high school transcript in terms of like your overall GPA, but it does count towards if you were to go to college, like say you take this class and you want to transfer it over when you go to say UC Riverside, you can transfer it over there, but it doesn't usually count for the high school. You'd have to talk to your...
So it counts the college?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's regular, right,
College credit, what is it, a credit or no credit class, or is it a grade class?
These are credit classes. You'll be able to pick if you want to take a letter grade, which that affects the GPA, but some students will elect to have it a pass, no pass, which means they just receive a P or an NP, depending on if they got a C or above or they failed the course. And that'll show up on a transcript, but it doesn't affect the GPA like a letter grade would. So that's a decision you would make on the application. Right, but they are for credit. So that's something to be wary of.
Okay. I just want to add something. For me, personally, I put my class onto my high school transcript. It's basically up to you. If you want to just talk to your high school counselor, they will be glad to put onto your high school transcript. And for me, like the reason I want to put onto my high school transcript is because I want to include into my college application. So, but it's up to you. If not, it's gonna be, you're gonna get a college transcript and you're gonna have separate GPA.
Just to add to that, when you're applying for colleges like to see your actual letter grade. They want to see if you got an A, B, or C. They take pass and no pass, but they like to see what you got in that course and how that affects your overall. So I recommend putting your letter grade.
Just one thing, for my school, they wouldn't accept this course as one of, for it to go onto my high school transcript. It depends on your school, really. Like, some schools are more lenient about it, some aren't. But either way, you can put it on your college application, the fact that you took classes at UCI, which is really great for your, to show colleges that you are capable of taking these kinds of courses. I know for me, I was actually planning on going into biomedical engineering because I really enjoyed biology and chemistry in high school. But I'm also the president of the mock trial team at my school, which is more on the law side. And so when I was trying to debate on, which major I wanted to go into, I took poli-sci courses here, and the professor I had was amazing, and she made it so interesting, and I had so much fun in her class. And right now, actually, she actually encouraged me to come here to UCI. And I know that, like, for some of you guys who aren't sure about, like if you're going to apply as undecided or undeclared when you go to college, like right now is really a great time to explore what kind of classes you'd be interested in taking in the future. And so really take advantage of it and think through, what kind of classes would be the best fit for you. Because I know with my mom tried to, tell me, oh, like take these certain classes, these are going to be better for you. And for all the parents, like it's really great for you guys to help us as students to make good choices, because that's really important. But also as a student, you need to make sure to remember that, it's going to be about your future, what you're going to enjoy doing in the future. So make sure to take that into consideration when you decide taking classes here.
Would you tell us what high school that was that did not want
Oh,
to put it on the transcript?
University High School. I go down the street here.
What school did you go to?
Woodbridge High School. It's in Irvine as well. Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, for me, I came into UCI as undecided, undeclared, and then I took a course in psychology during the summer program, and then from there I kind of realized like that's something that I was actually interested in. I had an idea in high school that I wanted to take a psychology course, but in my high school we were only offered one class, and so I had schedule conflicts, I couldn't take it, so I took it here. And then I decided that, this is something I really want to do, and that influenced my major now. And then here at UCI, we actually have 2 psychology majors, so it kind of helped me decide, which one I wanted to go into, and it just really like formed my my major now. So.
Before we move on, what were some of the big surprises for you in your course when you stepped in? Because did any of you recognize any other summer scholars in your class?
Yeah, for me, I had a friend who was, I met her in the program, and she was actually taking another course before, and then she switched into mine after we talked about it, and then so we were together, and there was I think there was 3 of us who were in the program together, so we kind of found each other, and we stuck together. But there was also other students. We started interacting with some of the college students and trying to find out where they were from. Like we met a girl from UCLA, and there was people from UCI. So there's a lot of interaction. And as far as finding something different, I think what was a shock to me at first was the amount of reading, because it was just so much doing it on your own, looking through the book yourself and going over things yourself, whereas professors lectures tells you things like this is what we're focusing on, and then you kind of just go into it yourself. So.
Okay. What was surprising for me was that, at least in terms of my experience with high school classes, it's a lot of lectures, PowerPoints, and things like that. And I'm sure that some of the college courses will also have that, PowerPoints and lectures and stuff like that. But with my class, what was really fun was we got to do a lot of debates and things like that, where we really interacted with one another and where we actually got to talk to the professor a lot and things like that. I know that with my class, there was only 2 other high school students in my class, so most of the other students were college students. But actually, that made it even more rewarding because it was actually a lot more intellectually stimulating, I guess, than what I would have experienced in high school, just because they're definitely on a higher level. And so yeah, that was really fun about this program and taking classes here.
The vast majority of the students in this program do very well, A's and B's. Their expectations when they come in, by the time they come to the campus and are in the class and are starting to do assignments, their expectations are very high. They're understanding that these courses are the college courses, and they've been kind of mentally preparing themselves and talking with our office and talking to the interns who they call mentors during the summertime. So they do end up doing very well. During summer session 1, when this program takes place, it's 6 weeks as opposed to 10 weeks. So the coursework is accelerated. It's the same amount of coursework. The professors and instructors may modify, of course, to make sure that they're not speaking, a mile a minute, or maybe more than that, during their class times, but it is accelerated. So that's something, though, that the students have reported that they enjoyed the classes. They knew that it was going to be difficult. They went to office hours. So they were able to be successful by knowing all of these things beforehand. Great. So, yes.
So one of the difference between a high school class and a college course is that in high school class, like teachers will tell you, oh, this is your homework, you study this for tomorrow's test. But then in the college class, you have to be kind of like proactive because the professor will just like teach you stuff, and it's up to you to if you want to like study or not. And so you have to be kind of really engaging in class and study on your own and just be prepared for the test. So it's a little bit different than the high school class that you guys are used to. Yeah.
So our volunteers are a really big part of setting these expectations and guiding the students in their courses, and also creating social events to make sure that there's a network, there's support there for the students during the summertime. This is a huge part of what makes it so different from high school students coming to take the courses and then going home. When the students are enrolled in the program, they come and take their courses, they stay for events, they mingle and network with the mentors and any other volunteers that are involved. And it really enhances your experience, makes you a part of this community. And that's a big part of being an undergraduate student in your academic career, getting involved, meeting people. It's a part of your entire collegiate experience, we believe. Kira and Stephen, they're planning currently for this summer their different social events. Did you want to share anything about mentoring and what you're looking forward to? Put it on the spot.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. So Kira and I and the rest of the team, as mentor, we're still in the process of planning different events, social events. So as you guys know, for the program, we have the academic side, but then the social side. For social events, we have so many ideas going on with ice cream social events, with adventure at the Arc, the Anteater Recreational Center. And then we also have a student panel just like this, but more detailed and resume building workshops, which is a lot of different opportunity for you guys to explore your major, campus resources, and just, your interests in general. Yeah, so we have a lot of planning going on. It's going to be a fun summer. If you guys do attend the program, definitely check out the events.
Yeah, I would just add to that. All of us, we have like 7 of us mentors for the high school program. We each have chosen, something that we think, definitely that we're interested in, and we think that either will help you in some way, wherever you go into college, things that will help you in the process of applying and after you get in and things like that. And then also like social events that we think people will enjoy, like having gatherings, just hanging out, and also doing like activities. We have things that, like Stephen said, at the Arc, and then we have picnics and stuff, just so people can get together, get to know each other, because I think, like, for me, that's something that was really important, networking with people, finding people who have things in common with you, and so that you have these connections as you go throughout high school, throughout college, so that way you can get help from other students and other staff.
Question?
Hi, I have 3 questions.
Okay.
First question is, if my children or any of these students were to attend the summer program, would they be given extra consideration or preferential treatment, or preferential consideration, rather, if they were to apply to UCI for college? Question number 1.
Okay. For the first question, it's more of a qualitative type of boost. It's something that the students can write about in their applications. The courses, definitely, they would want to list on their applications. There's no guarantee that students will get into UC Irvine by doing this program. So we get incredibly excited when students like Haruka and Stephen apply and they get in, and we hope that, them participating and completing the UC Irvine coursework and engaging on the campus is, has helped them in some way and has demonstrated to admissions that they're able to be a really valuable part of the UC Irvine community, but it does not give them like an extra point or anything like that.
Yeah, just to add to that, I did not get accepted to Irvine for the course or the major that I applied to, but the course that I took, I put onto my other applications, and it did help me get into like the other UCs, like UC Riverside, Cal Poly Pomona, but not particularly Irvine, but it does look good on the college applications that you were able to take a college course and were able to complete it successfully. So they do look at that into consideration too.
Thank you. Question number 2 is, my son is going to have a very serious surgery this summer, and he'll be inpatient for 3 days, so he would be missing a week between that June 21st and July 31st. Would that negate him from participating this summer?
Our concern for students who, for whatever the reason may be, need to miss a week of the 6 weeks is that missing a week is like missing 2 weeks or more during the regular, during the fall, winter, and spring, which these courses equate to. So it is missing a lot of coursework. I would go ahead and write us in and see if we can guide you in some way. It may be possible, but it's not something that we recommend to students typically, just because it is a university course and they will be getting a grade. We wouldn't want it to harm their transcript that they would be sending to future colleges in any way. But I would recommend contacting our office so we can talk about it more.
Thank you. Question number 3, I'm sorry, we walked in a few minutes late. To register for these programs, would my children need a form filled out through their academic counselor at their high school, or do they just come straight to the school here and register?
There is an application to download online, and we'll go through those steps also towards the end of the presentation and what you need. So one of the things you would need is a recommendation letter from a teacher or counselor. So that's something that I would look into very, very soon, because sometimes that can take some time for them to get that to you. But we do accept it by mail or in person, just not electronically.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When do you usually recommend a high school student to start the summer school program? Is it towards the 3rd or 4th year high school, or every summer?
Good question. We'll go over eligibility as well. It is for current sophomores and current juniors. If students have taken a college course and they're in a lower grade than that, or a little lower level in school, then they should also speak with us. But yes, so 10th grade currently is the minimum for applying. And we have many from both levels. So many juniors and many sophomores. It's usually not more of one than the other.
I was just asking, he is a freshman at school, so there is no exception to that rule?
So if he's taken a course for a college credit, or he thinks that he may be eligible in some other way that typically can be proved by a transcript, then I would recommend writing our office.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
We can get transcript and,
Yes, yeah, I would go ahead and write in and we can see if he qualifies. Okay, thank you. Yes.
The June 21st Get to Know Each Other event, can we hear a little bit more about
Yes.
everyone getting to know
Definitely, yes.
the event?
Yeah, for orientation. So she's asking about the June 21st orientation, what happens that day, what we talk about, and also what activities, because we do have quite an agenda planned for the students and the parents for that entire weekend, so we can touch on that. Yes. Thank you. All right, so our events. The students in this program, our goal is to really showcase research and campus resources at the university in supporting their academic studies. So being a student in the classroom is one thing, but being a really well-rounded student comes from getting involved. Many of you are involved at your high schools, And this really supports you getting into college. There's no reason that this should stop in college. So we have our Inside UCI events. It's kind of like the name. We're getting you kind of inside the different pathways of UCI, learning from researchers and faculty and hearing from the PhD students. And really great and successful undergraduate students are very involved on the campus in different organizations, different clubs, and they come to and talk to the students. So we do have collegiate life workshops that also meet these goals. So that might be the student panel that our current student panel had referenced earlier, but they'll be talking about how they picked their majors, how that worked out for them, how they figured out what clubs and activities they wanted to get involved in, how they balanced that with their time being a student and studying for their coursework. We'll have admissions come and talk about the application, and you'll be able to ask questions about best tips from them. Best practices in applying for the UC and any other general questions about applying to college. We have lab tours. We have a stem cell research center on the campus that students tour, and the director of that center takes them through and talks to them about the stem cell research that's going on the campus. We have events about connecting different disciplines, whether it's humanities and technology and dance, and so it's very broad, these different events and activities. We want you to get a taste of many different things to really enhance your time and kind of help you figure out, maybe I'm interested in more than just biology, or maybe I'm interested in more than just math, or more than just arts or computer science. So that's why our team is here, to help you really figure these things out, figure out your journey, your path. This is the Stem Cell Research Center from last summer. We've had a limb regeneration tour. We've had a San Joaquin Marsh tour. Social ecology Professor Bowler. We have club fairs in the past. We have lots of activities. Go for it.
Just to add, I know the requirement is there's 2 events that you have to go to, and 2 scholar events as well. 2 scholar events.
It's changed this year, so we'll go over the cohorts, but in past years they did have to go to a certain amount of events.
So there's a requirement, the events and scholar events you have to go to, but my recommendation is to go to all of them. I mean, if you're already on campus, take advantage of the things that they're offering you, because these aren't things you get to do. Say you get accepted to Irvine next year, they're not something you're going to be able to do just as a student. These are special things that you're offered because of this program. They talk to the other professors, they coordinated these activities. So I mean, if you're already on campus, you're already taking your classes, or even if you're off campus, come and do all the events that you can, even if they're not required, because they're special events that you don't get to do everyday basis.
Yeah, definitely. I know, like, what she said, or what Stephanie said, those like programs are like, these events are actually really fun. I went to like a lot of the different ones, but the limb regeneration lab was really cool. Like, that was one of the things that also kind of made me lean back towards biomedical engineering. But that really, like, going to these events is a really great opportunity for you guys, and I thought that was actually one of the reasons why I came to this program, because they offered those different things, and so that I could look into other areas that I might be interested in. So definitely take advantage of those opportunities.
Okay. So Stephanie was mentioning that in past years we have had required events. This year, something we're really grateful is that we have program meetings set for the students all to come and meet up, and not necessarily the possible 150 that we're expecting this summer, but to split up into 2 cohorts. So perhaps 50 to 80 students in one room, where they'll be able to hear from these guest speakers, either an Inside UCI, so those faculty or postdoc students that talk about their research or do some kind of activity. We'll be having those during these 3 to 5 o'clock times, or we'll have a collegiate life workshop, a student panel, an admission speaker during these 3 to 5 o'clock time. So it's a time for you to come and bond with your peers, figure out who's in the program, see the faces of the other high-achieving high school students that you've signed up to go through this summer with. So we really want to make sure that everyone's meeting as many people as it possibly can during these events. So these are required schedules. When students apply, We will put the students, we'll put you into a cohort that does not conflict with your academic course. So it will either be a Monday, Wednesday schedule or a Tuesday, Thursday schedule, whichever doesn't conflict. Okay? Any questions? Did anybody have any questions about that one? About the cohorts? Okay, we can come back to. All right. Oh yes.
Can one of them describe a typical day? For their classes, what do they do? I mean,
Sure.
do they start at 8 o'clock? If they come at 8 o'clock, what do they do until their class begins?
Sure. So, what's the typical day? The schedule. What does the schedule look like? I'll go ahead and kind of describe it, and then I think you could jump in because it does look a little bit different this year. So this year with the cohort, it's at that 3 to 5 o'clock time, either on a Monday, Wednesday, or a Tuesday, Thursday. Beyond that, you have your academic course. Depends on what course you choose. Some courses on campus are taught from they could be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They could be a Tuesday, Thursday scheduled course. It could be a Monday, Wednesday scheduled course. Maybe you have a discussion on a Tuesday that you choose. So it depends on what course you end up picking, and that will determine when you're on campus for these required times. We will have optional activities outside of your class time and outside of the program, the program meeting time from 3 to 5. So we might have, let's say you pick a course that doesn't meet on Friday, and we don't have any program meetings on Fridays, but we might have a tour hike of the San Joaquin Marsh on Friday for an hour. So we'll invite students to come to that. It's up to you. You determine your own schedule. It's very independent, much like what your undergraduate career would be like. You pick and choose what you would like to attend, how you want to boost your summer and be involved.
Okay, so for me, you have the option of staying here on campus while you're taking classes for some students who don't live here, but since I live here, I just commuted to class. But what I did was, with my classes, my classes were actually in the evening, but what I would do is I would come early and stay at the library and study, or I love going to the park here, so just when it's sunny out here in the summer, so just sitting outside in the grass and doing homework is really nice. So I did that like every single day when I had classes, and like she was talking about the events that happened. Sometimes, we had events at different times and stuff. So you have to really fit in. Like some classes go at different times. So then you would have to learn to fit in these events at certain times that you're not going to be in class. So yeah, I was just on campus most of the time, just so that I could go to these events when I had time.
The fee that's included doesn't include housing, right?
Right. Well, I'll touch on that. Did anybody else want to add?
I'll have something.
Okay, let's just do one more.
Okay. So for me, it was a little bit different. My classes were on Tuesday and Thursday, and it was in 2012 before we had the program meeting, and my class was from 12 to 2. So basically, after attending class, just like Haruka said, for us, we have 4 high school students in our class, and we all went to library to study. And then if we don't study, I usually come to campus earlier to see if we have any events, so I just put into the time. So, but then other than that, we also went around, explored the campus. It's a beautiful campus, and then especially during the summer, it's just everything just beautiful. That's what we did. Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah, so we'll go over fees as well. Housing, so Haruka had mentioned housing. This is primarily a commuter program. We do not have program housing. Most of the students are living in the area. We do have students that work, or they're doing soccer camps or football camps, or still meeting with their other sports teams, things like that. We've had a lot of students that are doing many things during the summertime, and so this program really caters to those commuting students. Housing is not included in this particular program, but if you have questions about that, I encourage you to speak with me after. Okay, so quickly, just so that we have time for you to answer any lingering questions at the end, we'll go through these important dates and deadlines. You'll see here that May 30th is that final absolute deadline, but we want you to apply as soon as possible because, as I had mentioned, these are regular university courses. They can fill up There are other university students trying to get into these courses as well, but there are still plenty open. So May 30th, as long as you have your application in by then, we're very confident that you could get your first choice class instead of an alternate option. Okay? The program begins on June 21st and goes through July 31st, so the 6 weeks. We have an orientation weekend starting on June 21st. We'll be setting expectations, talking about different academic policies, student conduct, making sure that everybody is very aware of deadlines for changing any courses, any course information. We'll also have the opportunity to show you where your classes are so that come Monday you will be ready to go and you'll know how to use the campus map, which I myself will admit is very confusing and busy. So we want to make sure that we show you what that looks like and that you know how to use it for all the different events and your classes. We will also have a very highly recommended, not required camp out. It's going to take place behind the Arc. If you don't know what the Arc is, it is our campus gym, state of the art. There are very large fields in the back, kind of near our student housing. And we do have a very full team of highly trained people who are going to host an overnight kind of bonding experience for all the high school students and the mentors. We're going to be doing a lot of small group goal setting, activities, marshmallow roasting at the pool at the Arc, kind of a movie night under the stars with one of our professors. So it's going to be a lot of fun, something we really encourage students to do if they can. So before that, on the Saturday, during the morning and afternoon time, that will be required for all students again, and parents, if you would like to come, we encourage you to as well. The camp out, though, is optional, but very strongly recommended.
Does the orientation extend to Sunday as well?
The required orientation will only be that morning, afternoon time on Saturday. The overnight will end on Sunday. Yes. Fees, very quickly. So, we do have a campus fee that's non-refundable. It's something all students pay when they enroll at the university. The fee per unit is $339. That will affect, of course, the overall. So it depends how many units your course is. Most courses are 4 units here. And then there's also that programmatic fee. So that is a $250 fee. It is refundable before the deadline that it follows is the same class drop deadline, which is July 3rd. And that's also posted on our website for your convenience so that you don't forget about that drop or change deadline. Just leave that up just so you can. All right, choosing a course, we want to make sure that you speak with your counselors, your teachers, that you get that approved, that you've talked to them about what is this going to mean when I take this course and I complete it and then I want to transfer it later on. Is this something that you recommend that I use? Due to the nature of our office, we can't advise on what course you should take. We're not necessarily academic counselors. We can definitely guide you to where course descriptions are, help you out with instructors, that kind of thing. But as far as what's best for you, really utilize the resources at your high school. Any questions? Yes?
Mentors, can you tell us about a specific favorite experience you have?
A specific what? I'm sorry?
A favorite memory.
Oh, favorite memory?
Memory.
Okay, for me, when I did the program, I would say my favorite memory was actually one of the events. It was called the Chemistry of Fireworks. So basically at the events, the professor gave us a lecture on how different chemicals cause different colors in fireworks. And then in our first year in 2012, we actually get to see fireworks. It was at Disneyland. It's like super close here. Yeah, that was super fun. I would say that was my favorite moment. That was not only a great experience to get to know the chemistry side, but as well, we did a lot of icebreaker. We played ninja. We played lots of fun activities. And I would say to this day, I still talk to the friends that I class for. I would say that it's a great program, not only the events, but then the classes. So yeah, definitely take advantage of the program if you decide to apply for it.
For me, I liked a lot of the events that I went to, just because it's a chance to meet people that you haven't met yet and people who you haven't gotten to know. But I think one of the favorite ones that I've had is when we went, I forgot what it's called, but we went up to the engineering tower and we looked through telescopes to looked at the sky, looked at the moon and comets and stuff like that. So that was really interesting.
So I liked a lot of events, but one of the most interesting ones were the Inside UCI events, where we visited the research labs on stem cells, salamanders, limb regeneration, and one of the March tour. I think they're super interesting and really cool because, like Stephanie said, you don't get to do that type of activities every day. And as a high school student, you get to experience a college life. And yeah, you get to dip your hands into college life and see, oh, cool, this is research and what college life is about. So, yeah.
I would say that one of my favorite events, I think most of us in this room will agree, is the dodgeball event that we held in the ARC. We did get rejected by 89 people that we randomly yelled at and asked them to join, but we did get 4 people to join. So we didn't interact with just the people in our group, the people that did the program, but we also got to interact with the college students, the people that were working now. And on top of that, the fact that a lot of us didn't necessarily do some of the events, but a lot of us that did do the events, we formed kind of a group, a relationship, and we're still really connected. For example, the space, a lot of us would go and just hang out, play cards, relax before or after class, and that's where you really form your friendships. You do meet people in the program through the events and the scholar events, the social events or whatever, but being in the events and also doing the study sessions that they offer is where you really form those friendships. I mean, Steven, Jerry, and I, we still talk all the time on Facebook. We hang out all the time. There's a few other kids who weren't able to make it today, but we all stay in close contact. So, I mean, if you're here, just take advantage of what we have to offer, and you'll have fun.
All right, I think I'm going to close it at that really quickly. If you would like to receive our e-newsletters, we will not bombard you with emails. It'll just be the really juicy stuff about deadlines and things that you actually really want to know about. Any testimonials that we have our high school students get involved in, please sign up. We also have a catalog if you haven't picked one up yet, and more information about the University Success 101 courses that I touched on at the very beginning. We'll be here for a little